My name is Ray Adam Rodriguez. I was diagnosed with pulmonary hypertension in 2022, 6 months after I just got married. And the time of my diagnosis was a whirlwind for my family. So I've always been a healthy young kid playing every sport, baseball, basketball, football, soccer growing up. A little after high school, I started running, noticing I couldn't really run as far as I used to. And I thought, okay, I'm gaining weight, pushing it off as cardio, started working out a lot more, taking the pre-workout. And one time with my wife, I went to work out. I felt a sharp pain in my chest, and I went to the emergency room, and they said I just had high blood pressure. 1 month before I got diagnosed, I was actually in Florida playing slow pitch softball. It was one of my hobbies that I do now. Running around, working fine, but the time I got diagnosed was I had just started a new job, so I had to walk to a shuttle. I walked a few steps up, just got dizzy, felt like I was about to black out, and I got lucky. My wife, me and her, we drove in together, so I had to call her, tell her, hey, come on back, I don't feel so well. She looked at me, she saw I was pale, sweating. At first, we thought it was my blood pressure because I was 26 on blood pressure medications. So we said, okay, let's go take you to urgent care. From the medical center to our house is about 30 minutes. We drove all the way back towards our little area urgent care. They took me back real quick and they said, there's really nothing we can do with you. We suggest you go to the ER. I went to the emergency room that we have in our little town. They rushed me back and they freaked me out because after they did the EKG, they brought in a crash cart. They suggested I was having a heart attack. I was like, what was going on? A little backstory about us. When I say whirlwind of the month, my father-in-law had just went into the hospital and my wife just found out she was pregnant with our first son. My father-in-law was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer and he beat it and got the surgery. A week after he came home, that's when I went into the hospital. So at this time, we were both freaking out. My wife was answering all the questions for me because I was just shocked. First EKG was abnormal. Second EKG, they said, okay, you're fine, but something is going on. Did a CAT scan, and they told me, hey, we're going to send you to a hospital down the street from us. I went to that hospital. I stayed in there for a week. I was passing every single test until the stress test. When I did the stress test, by the third phase, when it started going up higher, I almost passed out in front of the doctor there. So they rushed me to go get a heart cath. Again, I'm 20-something years old. I was freaking out. My wife was at work. She rushed back home. After that heart cath, they said, okay, you do have something called pulmonary arterial hypertension. We didn't know what it was. And we're looking at Google. Don't look at Google for this diagnosis. That's what I say. We were freaking out. But the doctor told us, hey, we already talked to the team in the Texas Medical Center in Houston. They have a team waiting for you. We're just waiting for a bed for you. And within that next day, I was in the medical center and I give Dr. Sahad everything that I go through because he came in so professionally. By 10 o'clock that next morning, he answered all our questions. He told me, you're young. You'll do great with the medication. Caught it early. But if I'm worried, then you should be worried. And I'm not worried at all. That's what calmed me down after that. Been diagnosed for now 3 years. At that time, we looked at Google. Life expectancy for pulmonary arterial hypertension on Google was 3 to 5 years. Both of us freaked out. We were having a little one. My wife was really about to be a single mother in that short time frame. I was thinking, can I do the normal activities I can do? Can I go work? Can I even lift anything? I like to lift weights. Dr. Sahai came in and he told us, do not ever look at Google. He told me that from day one. Stay off of Google. He told me everything will be fine. There's new medication out nowadays. If you stay on track, it will keep you going. You're healthy, keep on losing the weight, keep on doing what you're doing. But one big thing is I could not work out. I don't work out. I just do other ways, walking, playing slow pitch softball. Thankfully, I still play. I test my limits sometimes, but I know my limits not to push, especially running wise. Another thing, when my son was born, he told me, don't lift too heavy, and I couldn't. Seeing my baby's eyes, I just had to lift them. Take my time. He knows that there's sometimes I can't run as fast as he can. He knows I'm easy with him. He still plays with me and everything. My wife at that time that I was diagnosed, like I said, her father was just diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, renal cell. We didn't know if he'll make it either. So at that time, she's thinking, am I going to lose both my father and my husband at the same time? Thankfully, we're both still here and we're both still pushing. So how I face each day is different. There's days I wake up where I'm scared. There's days I wake up where I feel great. The days that I'm scared, for example, one time I went to go work out, I tested my limits trying to go on a Stairmaster. Woke up, got dizzy, never went to that gym again. Never doing that Stairmaster again. I didn't know who to reach out to. I'm thankful for pulmonary arterial hypertension groups that are out there because I reached out to people. They messaged me real quick saying, oh, yeah, this is this. You might think you have the regular body that you used to have, but you got to remember you're going through something. That's what really helps me because there's days I'm scared where I'm like, is this the time I have to go on another medication? Is this the time I have to go back to the hospital? I worry about that because I'm missing my son's time. What helps me get through the days, takes a deep breath and seeing my son smile. Every single morning, he's either looking for me or his mother. And to us, that makes our day. I got to keep on fighting for him. So the days I feel real anxious, stressed out, I just sit back and take a moment for myself, take a deep breath and reflect. Like, even though I'm going through this, there's other people going through this and we're all going to get through it together. One way or the other, either support groups or just even talking to somebody that has it, that really helps me. Even though other people are going through it, they have the will to keep on going. That makes me have the will to keep on going. I listened to a person saying every day they walk a few miles a day, they feel better. Okay, you know what? Let me go walk with my son just a few blocks a day. Makes me feel better. It shows that, like, even though you're doing something alone, you're not really alone. If you need to reach out to somebody, someone's going, and those support groups are going to be there for you. There's times where I'll come home freaking out middle of the night. My wife, I love her to death, but she just doesn't know the feeling of, okay, we have this. There's days I'll go scanning through Facebook or the internet about this disease I freak myself out about. And then I just go look in the groups I'm in on Facebook. Other people are going through this, but they have the answers I'm looking for. My biggest thing was, can I reproduce after this? If me and my wife wanted to have another child, my doctor said yes, I could. I seen on my groups, few men have had other children, and I was so panicky about my son having it. But we went through the doctors and we did the test, and he doesn't. We're lucky. Seeing that everyone else can keep on continuing with their life shows me I can keep on continuing with my life. Don't hold back on anything. Don't miss out on little things. Like right now, we're getting ready to go to Destin, Florida, my whole family. There's things that are like, ooh, should I really? But I'm like, it's life. Keep on going. Keep on making your day a little bit happier than you are. My wife, I say she's my rock. She's the strongest person I've known because at the time of my diagnosis, her father had cancer. She pulled through where I would never think she would have. She held strong. She was there for me. Every time that I cried, the times in the hospital where I just did not know what was going on, that I felt that blank stare, what's next? She just held my hand and said, we're going to get through this together. We're going to get through this together. A year and a half ago, my mother found out she had cancer. The first person she asked for to be in there with her was my wife. Not me, not my brother, not my sister. It was my wife. My wife stood strong and she stood there right there by her. And even though my mom didn't want her telling me the stuff that was going on, she still told me, but she told me, relax, it's going to be okay. We're in the right care team. In my defense, Houston Methodist is one of the greatest hospitals because they help my father-in-law, my mother, and they're helping me. So we owe a lot to them. But yeah, my wife is my rock. She holds down the fort with my son. The days that I just come back and I'm like, okay, I'm tired. Give me 5-10 minutes. The days that I just need reassurance, she just tells me, okay, it's all going to be all right. Beginning of our relationship in 2016, I wasn't a church person. When I met my wife, I knew that, okay, I'm going to church. I believe in God. I changed my whole life around from going out to playing all day to just staying at home and going to Sunday church. Growing up, I hated going to doctors. I never wanted to go to the doctor. I always pushed everything aside. Before I was even diagnosed, I kind of pushed it to the side saying, I'm going to be all right. It's my blood pressure. I already have medication. Just walking a few steps, that's when I started feeling dizzy. I said, I go to the doctor in a month. I can push through it. I keep on going, okay, I got a few weeks before I go to my next doctor's appointment. I'm still feeling that little loss of breath. I was seeing stars until I finally told my body, okay, yeah, it's time to go to the doctor. Dr. Sahai and his team at Methodist, once I got introduced with them, they are very hands-on. I got all my doctors through him. If I have a question, I message him within 24 hours. They're messaging me back. One of my first questions I remember, because I love going deer hunting. Can I go deer hunting? He said, within the next couple of hours, go deer hunting. Enjoy your life. Just remember, bring a post socks. Don't go too high. He told us that first day that he met us, this is my card. You have a question at midnight, you call and text me. You have a question you want to put on my chart, my chart. My whole team's going to be there anytime I have any little feeling wrong. I message them real quick. They message me. If I have, I'm having digestive issues, I told them, felt heartburn sometimes. Hey, I got you an appointment with a GI doctor already for me. He says, everything comes through me. If another doctor wants to prescribe you medication, make sure they ask me first because I want to make sure everything going in your body is right. So that's why I give him everything. Every time I message him or see him, I just get happy because I know he's a very great guy. He asks about my son every single time. He asks about my wife. Anytime I go to a doctor's appointment without my wife, he's like, hey, call your wife. Put her on the FaceTime so she can hear us. And his support team was great too. I always keep on pushing the limits to know my body and know what I can and cannot do. But at the end of the day, I want to make sure I'm here for my son. One of the things I told my wife whenever I was diagnosed is, I want to beat this thing. Even though you can't technically beat it, I want to show that you can live with pulmonary arterial hypertension longer than the 3 to 5 years that Google says. My name is Ray Adam Rodriguez, and I am aware that I am rare.